2020 Tesla Model 3. Rear brake pad replacement, just the pads, not the rotors. So I already did one side, so I'm just going to, run it through again so you guys can see. So what you're going to want to do is go to your vehicle icon, go to your software. You're going to hold down your model. So it'll tell you to enter access code. You're going to type in service. Okay. Improper use of service mode could result in loss of vehicle operation, permanent vehicle damage, or serious injury problem. So if you guys do this job and you fuck it up, good luck. But I'll walk you through, so this should be super easy. So you're going to come over to chassis, brakes, and you're going to enter, I already did that side, so that's why it's saying that. You're going to enter EPB service mode. If you have both of the vehicles in the air, you're going to click both. If you only have one vehicle in the air, you're going to click that side, because if you read, you will be disengaging the rear brakes, so the vehicle may roll freely. So, like I said, I'm only doing the right side. It is not in the air yet. So, but if, it's one side's on the ground, so you're good. So I'm doing the right. I'm going to click run, and it is going to tell you to make sure your vehicle is in park. You have your key, you have your foot on the brake, and you're pressing down all the way on the right turn signal, or pressing up all the way, sorry, whatever. So the gateway state is unlocked. I'm going to enter EPB service mode. So that was the parking brake that's engaging. So you're going to want to get the vehicle jacked up. I'll show you the pressure point. It's right here. So we're going to get the jack aligned. All right, there we go. We're on the pressure plate. I'm going to lift this up, and then I'm going to fix the placement. To get the wheel off, it is a 21mm socket. Now always remember to use jack stands. All right, one more. So I got that flush there, so let's get the wheels off. All right, so don't do what I did. The wheel is about to come off. I just didn't have two hands. So for extra precaution, you're gonna wanna place the the tire underneath of the car. I'm gonna fix the placement of that. All right, so this is here, the rear caliper sensor for the electronic brakes. So you're gonna want to grab a flathead and push that in. If you break the tab, it doesn't matter. You only risk your electronic sensor brake coming off while you're driving. So make sure not to break the tab, guys. Pull that off. Holding in the caliper is two 14mm bolts. So get your ratchet for new timers. Whichever way you can spin the ratchet freely is the way that it's going. So this is right side, which means it's tightening, and this is left side, which means it's loosening. So these are not put together with a whole lot of force. One little turn will do it. All right, there we go. So now we can unbolt the two bolts by hand. after we break them loose. All right, so we have our 2 bolts, put them with the lug nuts. Now, for this job, you can either use a screwdriver to pry this off, or you can just do it like this. So when the EPB service mode is activated, it'll be super easy to get that off because the piston will be not applying all the force that it typically is. So we're going to match up our brake pads with either side. So that one's perfect. Place this one here. Don't place it on the pad down because you don't want any of that gravel or debris getting on your pad, which will then rub on your rotor. So these are actually pretty easy to identify. This one has a bracket. All Teslas have a bracket on the back, 2017 plus at least. So you'll know that if it has the bracket on the back, it goes on the back like so, right? So I'm going to take the old brake pad. As we can see, it still has a ton of life left in it, no deep grooves, but it does have some grooves in it which started going onto the pad itself, which is why I am actually changing the pads, because I don't want it to wear down my rotor. Typically a Tesla can go 80,000 miles without having a brake pad replacement due to the regenerative braking. Quick fact. So I'm going to bring my tool all the way down. Now they have this at Walmart, AutoZone, Harbor Freight, Advance Auto, Ollie's. Oh, going the wrong way. So a trick that I do to do this without using the actual pincher on the piston itself is I like to put a brake pad right there, so it is a completely even surface. So we are going to tighten it. Now with the EPB mode activated, it is going to be so easy to compress this caliper. You're going to put in almost 0 force. So anyone can do it, even a baby, even your dog, even your goldfish, even your pet rattlesnake. So as we can see, I am putting in almost 0 pressure. Now I am done here, so that's why you see this start to tense up. Just give it one good squeeze to make sure that the piston is fully compressed. Now I'm going to loosen it and take my tool out, take my old pad out, because for some reason I will be saving those pads. I don't know why, don't ask me, but I am. Try to clean off the piston as much as you can. Use a rag, don't use anything wet. Maybe some brake cleaner, but just in case your actual piston seal is broken, you don't want any of that getting in there, right? Also take a rag to, do not drop that, guys. Also take a rag to clean off your rotor. So I'll be back. Now I would recommend changing your hardware on your caliper bracket, but I did not get any new hardware, so I just cleaned it off as best as I could. Careful not to break these clips. They stop the brake pad from touching the rotor when it doesn't need to. So this is the one with the bracket on the back. Place it in like so, and it'll line up with the top. Make sure that's not fully seated. Oh, well, you know, it would be a smart idea if I take the old one off. That is funny. All right, so get the new one in. all the way. Like so. See, it's nice and flush with the hardware. Get the front side, cleaning it off as much as I can. Now these are Power Stop Evolutions. So I should be in good hands with these. Now when you're braking, you always use the rear brake pads, typically, on modern cars, if I'm right. Because, you know, I actually could be wrong. Anyway, so now that that is nice and flush, there are pins here on the bracket, caliper bracket. You're gonna push them in as much as you can. Now, they are retractable and they retract through the pressure of the piston. So you might need to come back and do that again. Anyway, let's grab our piston here. Make sure it is rotated the correct way. See, if I try and rotate it like this, the wires will not like that. So rotate it the other way and you'll see the wires freely like that. You're going to, actually, you're gonna put the motor side first, like so. And you see this one is going perfectly, but I'm having some resistance down here. We can see that the caliper bracket is not pushed in all the way. All right, so we are looking really good. Grab our 2 bolts. Make sure the piston is on all the way. I mean the caliper, sorry. Whatever. Make sure the caliper's on all the way. Once you feel that click, get it started. There we go. All right, so we are going to push that in as much as we can. Make sure it's super flush, and with the bolts in place, it will correct the fitment. Hand tighten them first. All right. Once they're all the way in, give it another good tug. And like I was saying before, whichever way you turn it is the way that it's going to go. So that's loosen. Here is tighten. All right. Now, no power tools are needed for this job. Unless you have a big breaker bar, I would not use a ratchet to your lug nuts because you can break your ratchet. There are things called breaker bars. And you would get a 21mm socket on that one. Now, remember when I took it off, it did not have much force on it, so you do not want to put a very lot of force back into it to tighten it up. Just go until it's tight, and then give it another good snug. Almost like another 90-degree turn. All right, gotta switch hands. There we go, super snug. All right, so remember to put your sensor, motor sensor back in. You heard the click. Push this back in. Ow. Remember, be super careful with this. All right, I think we're good. I think we are good. Get a good wipe down on your caliper. Want that to look as shiny as possible. We're here for a good time, not a perfect one. All right, so with both your bolts back in, with your brake pads on correctly, and you still see your hardware, we're going to grab your wheel from underneath of the car. Roll it back. you guys want to see the Chevette. Probably a lot of old schoolers who have Teslas. That is a cool project my buddy owns. '80s Chevette. So we're gonna get this back. Make sure to align your studs with your wheel. Give it a good push and make sure that it is flat in there. Right, hands start in every single bolt, or start every bolt by hand, whichever term you'd like to use first. Gonna give it another good push. While I'm holding it there, I'm going to grab my impact. Not too much. So we got that first one on. Now we're gonna go in a star pattern. All right, you might want to turn your volume down for this one. Now these are the 18-inch Aero Performance wheels. I just took the hubcap covers off. Looks way better. I don't notice a difference in range. So we are officially done. So you would do the same side, the same way. So let's get back in the car and we are going to close EPB. Click that to get out of the prompt. Just click something else. EPB service mode. Click rerun. Right side, whichever side that you did, make sure you stop the action, right? So I need to type my pin in. Right side, stop. You hear it? So I am done with service mode. My front wheel sensor is, oh no. Anyway, I'll look at that later. So I'm officially done service mode. So I can go ahead and drive out of here. So that was how to do your rear brake pads. Only one side, but the other side is the same way. Just make sure when you're in EPB mode, you click left and not right. All right, so thanks for watching. Enjoy the videos, and I hope you guys can get your brake pads done. Later.